Good evening and welcome to News Geelong on this Wednesday evening. Tonight we continue with part 2 of our exclusive visit inside the inner sanctum of the Geelong Football Club and its outstanding collection of club memorabilia. From our sports arena, Alex Tigani presents local GCA Division 1 cricket from the Lara versus South Barwon match, as well as up-to-date reports on the injuries to key Geelong Football Club players Nathan Vardy and George Burberry. And from the official Bureau of Meteorology, we present the weather outlook for Geelong and the Surf Coast expected over the next few days. We often refer to him affectionately as the bearded wonder of Australian gardens through his Gardening Australia TV program. Well, Costa Georgiadis visited the Warralilly estate recently to pass on his wealth of gardening knowledge to the many people who visited the Sustainable Living Festival, as Meryl Friend report.
We're here at Warralilly and we've been graced by the presence of Costa Georgiadis. He has the Gardening Australia program on the ABC, and if you weren't inspired about gardening and planting your own edible food, then you would be after speaking with him. Here's a little bit about him.
Warralilly, yes, I'm here to really launch... Oh, sorry, which way? Do you want me to address the camera or address you?
Whatever you want. Me if you want, or the camera. Either.
Any preferences?
No.
Whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah,
Meryl looks better than the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. All right, start again. All right. We're joined with Costa Georgiadis here at Warralilly. We're welcoming you. What are you here for?
I'm here today because the community of what is going to be quite a large new residential area are setting up a little herb garden as part of this open space. And they asked me to come along and be part of this Incredible Edibles landscape launch.
All right, so it's all about sustainability.
Yeah, look, sustainability is a word that can polarise people. It's used a lot. It's connected now with certain sort of green stigmas. I like to just step back and say, hey, 80-odd thousand people are going to come and live in here. How are they going to live and what's that future hold? And I look over here and can see that already the water, the runoff, the ecology of the landscape is being respected, to rehydrate it and then start to build these links of the environment right in to the suburb, because it's living landscape.
Look, they're doing it right here, aren't they? The City of Greater Geelong are really behind you.
Yeah, well, part of the Sustainable Living Festival, they've got more than 60 events. And that's from as simple as how to grow vegetables to aquaponics to talking the big picture of making your house more sustainable. It doesn't matter which corner of that picture you address. If you just make a start and chip away, you're actually becoming an environmental change maker.
And this is all about the future, isn't it? You've been involved with schools and programs like that as well. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, standing around here today, there's so many kids everywhere. And the challenge, well, it's not even a challenge, but the question I ask parents is, you know, what sort of a future home do you want for the kids? But more importantly, what sort of a future food system do you want? And the land within this new suburb can be the hub of a local growing system, a local food system that's bubbling out of the cul-de-sacs along the nature strips in these open spaces, but not just food for people, food for the insects and the birds, which then control and balance the whole place and take these messages into the schools. And the schools have really advanced in terms of their curriculum and sharing not just food growing, but the entire picture of life. And, you know, I'm positive. I can't help it. I mean, I get excited about this stuff because this little bump that's just going to be this start. It's a community herb garden here. But when people see that it can happen and it can grow, and you know, you can get a herb like this and put it in, and then the kids ride past on their bikes and go, I planted that, and then put one outside your place, it just becomes addictive.
Costa, where did this passion come from?
Oh, well, I suppose the passion grew in me because I took my first steps on my godfather's farm, and then my grandfather was a market gardener, so he taught me about all this stuff. But I don't know. I look at kids and I just think they need to know the truth about what they put in their mouth, and it's got to be honest, and it's got to be pure, and it can't be a chemical-filled, toxic foodscape. We've got to give them local, fresh, living produce, not dead product that's been shipped around the world like a commodity.
Well, you've absolutely inspired this community already, and I'm sure you'll be able to spread the message as well through this Sustainability Week. So thank you for your time.
Loving being in Geelong.
The great thing about Costa is that he inspires people to get out and do it themselves, and he's currently inspiring a number of children just over my left shoulder there from Warralilly, from Armstrong Creek, to learn about gardening and get their hands dirty.
Now, Geelong is really at the forefront in that whole sustainability and future-proofing. I mean, Costa's really impressed.
Oh, look, we've come a long way in about 3 or 4 years under the Future Proofing Geelong program. And with the staff that we have in the program, they work hard to try and make sure that we're across the latest developments in sustainability, not just from Victoria and Australia, but from around the world.
And Warralilly is at the forefront, isn't it?
Oh, look, we think so. Look, Council's worked very closely with the developers in Warralilly and in Armstrong Creek for a long time to try and provide what we think will be a great place to live. It's still a work in progress, but we think it's well on the way to that.
And in such a short space of time, as we've said before, you know, it was just empty land, and who would have thought there'd be a whole suburb here now?
Oh, look, the community is building, is growing up around us, I guess. There are already many houses being built here. We think it's a great place to live. We also think it's going to be a great employment generator for Geelong at a time when we do need jobs in the city. There'll be 2,000 or 3,000 people working out here building houses in the next 12 months, and that's got to be good for the situation that the city finds itself in the moment, where it's losing manufacturing jobs.
From Warralilly, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. On November 15, 2013, Victorian golfer Jared Lyle safely hit the first drive in his first professional golf tournament in 18 months after a second round bout of leukaemia. Ian Nichols filed this report.
To ask you about that intriguing badge you're wearing there.
Well, this is for Jared Lyle, who's obviously been hit with cancer a couple of times now, and he's on the mend, and it's for Challenge, who do amazing work with kids and families who have been through from diagnosis all the way through to recovery. So does do a wonderful job. So does Jared Lyle, and he's a walking billboard for those that have suffered, that there is hope, and there's organisations out there like Challenge that help out. So him and Titleist, who are right behind it, are doing a wonderful job.
Oh, that's excellent. We know Jared's had a real battle with leukaemia, a long layoff, but...
Thank you, Nico. This is News Geelong as we go to a break. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter daily and weekly on YouTube with your favourite segments updated regularly. We'll return with more news after this.